Welcome everyone to the Energy of the Week. This is Zeffie Davy, and with me I have my wise woman from the Ancient Healing Academy, that we do the Energy of the Week once a month, and we're going to tell you what is really actually happening in the world right now with this energy. So first, I'm going to introduce the girls. One is Susan uh, Houston, Suzanne Stabila, and Kathy Harsey. And the reason we coming to you once a month is because we just want to really tell you what we're feeling almost for the whole month. And of course, I do my weekly ones. So I'm going to start first with Suzanne because she just came back from a trip in Hawaii and she's finally back in Sedona. So I just want to ask her, what do you think of that traveling, being in Hawaii and coming back to Sedona and feeling the difference of the energy?
Well, it's funny that you should say that because I think I told Susan this. I feel like I've moved from fire to water. Of course, I've been living at the ocean for 3 months, but definitely water to air. I'm feeling, you're talking about Kali energy, and I do know that's going on still, but I feel like it's starting to push down. And I think we're moving into a place of water. And I don't know if anyone else agrees with me, but that's what I feel. I feel water.
So you're talking about emotions, like water is
Yes.
boiling and emotions are boiling. I'm absolutely with you. I'm really absolutely with you. So I just want to ask Kathy. Kathy, what do you think about that? Have you been feeling that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel the water energy in the sense of feeling underwater a little bit and this sort of sense of the depths of things. And I felt like 2020 was such an intense year that, 2021 happens, but but it's not like, oh, that was then and this is now. I feel like I'm swimming upstream, if we're going with the water energy, of trying to just kind of be in this new place and kind of letting go of the past, being able to move into the future, and sort of the all of the energy that it takes to do that. So I'm feeling that, kind of um, trying to let go and move forward, but sort of the thickness of all of that.
So you feel like you're like in the bottom of the ocean trying to make it up, or you're floating and you're going against the water? What is that feeling
I
that
feel
you can?
like I feel that heaviness, and I feel like if I can surrender and let go, then I can float up to the top. And, but I do feel sort of that tumultuousness and the waves and the unpredictability of it all.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Susan, sorry. What do you think?
Well, carry on with the water theme. I'm working with the deeply rooted waters, the waters that are underneath the ground. So I'm not in the ocean. I'm down into the deepest regions of our rooted system. So I'm down in the underworld with the waters, working it that way. And also, I feel like we should change it from the energy of the week to the energy of the moment, because it is so quick anymore as we move from time to timelessness. And that's why people are forgetting schedules and what day is because of that shift. And so it is so moment to moment that you really can't predict what's going to happen. I was in magic the other day and then boom, I came crashing down. So yeah, it is very it's quick moving energies.
I agree with you. And, in my last one, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the last one I talked about, it's about how to survive in this up and down on this explosion that is ready to happen, because a lot of us are feeling it. I mean, today, I was talking to a lot of people, and even in Pennsylvania, they were saying this, they're feeling this kind of weird energy of quietness, but at the same time they're knowing that something is boiling. People, they're not even into the spiritual path, you know what I mean? They're not really. It's my cousin, she doesn't do the work that we're doing. The average person out there is feeling that something is gonna about to explode and no one knows. So by you working in the depth, Susan, what happens is something is going to come up from that deep bottom energy. And and of course Suzanne said she came from fire to water, but the fire is making that water boil, and floating upstream. I mean, we having all these emotions, and I think this is what we need to kind of or just to tell our viewers that we need to really understand what our emotions are about. And it's okay if we go up and down, but we need to stay still in this, I don't want to call it stillness, but in this kind of grounding and not exploding as everything else around us is exploding, That's what I'm feeling. Do you, any of you girls have anything to kind of add as for us with this?
I'd like to just say what I've been doing, because there's been so many energy waves coming in that it's a challenge for me to process them, because they're used to come in once a month, and now they come in every day. So what has helped me, and perhaps it'll help other people, is lots of loud music and dancing, just to move it through. So yeah, that seems to be saving me right now.
Yeah. I like that. I really like that. What about you, Kathy?
Yeah, I'm waiting for my explosion. I feel like I'm still sort of trying to, find my momentum a little bit there. But I do think that it's a very powerful time of the year. Like I feel like there is this latent, like dormant kind of energy just right underneath the surface. Like, you're talking about volcanic almost, it's funny, come from Hawaii, Kali, it's like there's a bubbling that sort of feels like it's there waiting to burst.
Mhm.
I agree. And what about you, Suzanne?
Well, my question that kept coming up to me this morning in my meditation is, can you control your own destiny? Can you control your own destiny? And we have to create a partnership with spirit, ancestors, whatever your word is that brings you to your center. And with this partnership, control our own destiny. And I think that is part of the energy that I'm feeling. I know Susan and I have talked about this. I've been shaking a lot. Susan's been having waves, and we're like, what is this? This intense energy that's coming through. And I think it is just a call to action, a call to action. Take control of your destiny.
It makes sense. The call to action that I've been feeling, and I got it on Sunday's meditation with my group that I do once a week, my students, it felt like we need to actually find our wholeness. I don't know if that makes sense. Just become whole instead of us having pieces left and right and all over the place. And it's not just the center anymore. It's finding our wholeness. As I'm saying this, I'm getting goosebumps because the word came so clearly to me, and it was like, wow, this is where we're going. That's why this explosion, this emotions, this stuff is coming up. It's like bringing our pieces back together and becoming whole again, which is very difficult for a lot of us to even, that we've done all this work. Even for us is a little bit difficult to kind of, how you say, put our finger into, like to touch it and to feel it, but we're going there. That's my feeling. So I don't know if you guys agree with that, and you like to add something now. Susan, you're shaking your head. I like it.
Well, I've talked a lot about being a multidimensional being. And so it ties in with that, is we are becoming whole, but it's with lots of pieces from lots of different dimensions, so to speak. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I felt it, as you call it, dimensions. I call it like past lives, maybe, like we're clear. The way I represented it is, and you guys can jump in anytime you want, I felt like it was a piece of pie that things have left from that pie, you know what I mean? Like pieces were bidden, pieces that were given.
Yeah.
And now those pieces are coming back together, and it's shaking us, and it's shaking the world, and it's shaking everybody else, around us. So I think that's the truth. I feel like that wholeness is so strong for me personally. It's coming. So Kathy, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot of reintegration, I think, that's happening right now, you know, where we've all kind of come through a trial by fire in a way, you know, talking about going from fire to water, and now we're reintegrating and sort of trying to reshape ourselves. And that goes to that call to action, that sense of taking charge of your own destiny, and sort of bringing in those dimensions of yourself or those lives that you have lived, and sort of kind of bringing them into the present so you can sort of take that action and carve that destiny.
Yeah, I agree. And Suzanne, do you want to add? You're shaking your head now.
Mhm.
Every
Well-
time you guys shake your head, I'll pick it up.
This is a completion. We've done in my lineage, we've done a complete circle on the wheel. So now we're ready to start anew. And
Yeah.
that's what's happened. And with 2020 behind us and whatever comes in front of us, it doesn't matter, because we just put our foot on the path and we start again.
Yeah, and I feel we're integrating, as a lot of the people out there talk about the 25,000 years of finally we're completing it. And now, as you were saying that, it came to me. It's like we were on the down wave, and now we're going back up to start another 25,000 years. Because also the Mayans talk about that. The calendar, the Mayan calendar talks about that. Also, the Pythagoreans talk about that. Which some studies that I've been doing with ancient Greece now, it's really coming up very strongly that we are on that upswing according to the Pythagoreans. So I think we're going to give, like a happy, we're going to end this conversation on a happy note and tell everybody just to hold on tight and to feel what's going on, knowing that their completion is coming, it's on their way, and not to freak out, not to explode, but just to hold down to their powerful, and laughter, dancing, meditation, dealing with our stuff, not having pieces of our emotions out, like exploding with our emotions. I think that's what if you all agree, I think that's a good, how do you call it? Yes, that is a good advice, is just dance, be happy, sing, just meditate, do a lot of walks right now. Get rid of all that frustration. If you have some, don't explode, stay grounded, and becoming a whole is going to be the theme for 2021. So happy New Year, everyone. Thank you so much, girls, for doing this with me. We're going to do it again next month. And thank you, everyone up there. Namaste.